You want to talk about Saturday, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, one pulled in over here at the bank by the path this way.
Right.
Kim and I had just picked berries out here, the red berries. So we were walking up together, just talking, da-da. And a cop was at the Grange, and I waved to him. Kim and I walk in the driveway, we're talking, I look over, there's one getting out of his car. See how that car's parked right there? He's parked just like that. Only a little more this way, sideways. And a little more in the path, kind of blocking that out. Like, if this fucker runs, I'm blocking his path, which is ignorant. I wouldn't run to Main Street anyway. I'm not Spider-Man, I can't climb a building and jump.
Right.
But anyway, and I looked at him, and then I turned around. I was gonna move, I heard some, and it's a fucking car from the Grange following Kim and I in real slow. And he pulls over right there and gets out, and this one, how are you? Who are you? I said, what's going on? What the fuck did I do? Just like that, what the fuck did I do? Do you have ID on you? No. So anyway, I don't know how he got that, but he had it on his clipboard and he found that was again. And asked me again and asked, you know, had I been drinking too much the last couple of weeks? Like, I don't drink at all. Just a drop.
So wait a minute, Dick, so you didn't have
On
your
probation, bail conditions, he asked me that a couple times. And it was finally like kind of frustrating, so you got my ID, man.
Now tell me again, how did he went into the house and got your ID?
The other cop did with the hat while the other one was talking to me outside.
The other one followed Kim inside?
I guess so, yeah.
Kim was in there though, right?
I didn't like pay attention after he asked my ID. Yeah, I think, well, Kim was with me at first, but she came out after the cop and stood at the door, didn't come out. Can I have a cigarette?
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
And I bought these yesterday.
Right on.
You can tell I've had them a minute.
That's cool.
You ready? You're so ready, huh? Huh? Sorry about that.
So the cop asked you if you were on bail conditions and all that other crazy shit.
And then I said, what'd I do?
Right.
And he said, well, we're here because you've been in that bank, he said, a few times in the last couple of weeks. He said, and they wanted us to check it out. They've been robbed 3 times and they feel like that's suspicious activity. He said, I think he asked me to tell him, you know, I told him, boom, 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 boom.
What do you mean, when you've been to the bank?
When I've been to the bank the last couple of weeks. And then, but I also pointed up here, you know, I lived there for a year, moved out back there, and all that whole time I've been working over there, cashing checks at that bank. So
for how long?
Over 2 years.
How long have you lived in this area? For about 2 years?
In July it'd be 2.5 years.
And you've been going to that bank on and off?
I got that job a week after we moved up here. Samantha, because I knew her from the nursing home.
The Grange kid.
The Grange. She runs the Grange, but I knew Samantha from the nursing home. I was doing trash every morning, get friends with her.
And they give you checks through Keybank?
I got checks through Keybank.
So you've been going there for, you know, almost 3 years?
Once a month. Getting $7.
Now, what were you,
As a matter of fact, let me tell you this. I went in there, I want to say like June or July, and I was broke. You know, I wasn't working for all that time. I heard surgery, and I asked him, I said, could you once just cash a check and not charge me $7.50? Can I get my $50?
right?
And the girl looked right at me, and she said, yep. She said, I can do that for you as a courtesy, and she didn't charge me.
That's very cool.
And then tell me, but I mean to tell me that I'm, you know what I mean?
Well, no, wait, let's get back to what'd the cops say then? The cops like, yeah, suspicious activity.
Said they've been robbed 3 times and they just, you know, and I told him about, you know, everything. And he just said, well, they don't want you in there. I said, well, what'd I do? And he just explained again. He said, well, they consider you suspicious and they just don't want you on their property. And I forget. He said, I said, you're taking away my rights, man, for nothing.
Right.
And he looked at me. He said something. He said, off the record. He said, I understand what you're trying to say. And that was it. That was all he'd say.
Right.
And then he just looked at me. He said, this is the law. And then he did look at me with kind of a smile. And he said, you know, he said, I'd be glad if you. I said, I'm writing a letter to these assholes. And he said, well, he said, you know, I'd be glad to come back and lift this trespass order if you got that from them. He said, I'd be glad to do that. And I signed it, and he looked at me and he made a point and said, this is only good for 1 year. cop behind me, he was just kind of a, you know, the Starsky and Hutch fucking knit hat down. You know, or Hill Street Blues, you know.
Right. So tell me,
you know, and I'm like, just whatever.
I'm curious now, when you cash these, you went in to cash $100 checks.
No, $50 checks usually.
Okay,
Well, it's
okay.
been anywhere from 50 to 225.
Okay, at any rate, these times they were talking about, can you tell me roughly, you were coming off work, right? How were you dressed at the time?
Like this. This is what all year I've been wearing this, or a pair of black jeans, my hat. Not when it's cold, not my hat, sometimes without it, no cap, sometimes short of head, I don't know.
You wear sunglasses in there?
Never.
You wear your hoodie up in there?
Not up. Never.
And when you were in there, they were all friendly to you and shit?
Always.
Nobody ever acted tweaky to you? You ever had any long conversation with them?
It depends on how you define long.
You know.
I would say never more than 30 seconds between what can I do for you and have a nice day.
Right on. No small talk, no bullshit.
Longer when they check my ID for a check. Less time when I'm just cashing a $100 bill. So that's that, you know. And she is. All as I know is that seems like a little out of line for somebody to just say I don't want him on. For what did I?
Well, exactly.
Just give me something
profiling.
to hang on to and say, okay, I understand that from your perspective. Go fuck yourself. It doesn't make no sense.
So there's Tommy's house. And there's the bank. Next door neighbors. There's the Grange where Tommy works. Crazy world. Not that motivated. Hey, so what happened when you went to the cop shop today, dude?
I just walked in, the girl, I said, my name's Tom Perry, and I need I said 2 Saturdays ago, I said I got served with a trespass order. I think I said warrant for Keybank, and I'd like a copy of that. And she said, okay, just a minute. And some old lady came out.
Right.
And I don't know what she did. She asked my name. I was trying to talk to her. I'm trying to think back and get it accurate.
Right.
She talked to me for a couple minutes. I tried to explain to her I didn't know what I'd done, but I had a trespass warrant that I wanted a copy of, and she took my name, and I told her it was 10 Elm Street. And what else did she take? Something else. No, I don't think so, maybe. Birthday.
Right.
And then she went back. I waited, I don't know, 5 minutes. She come out. I went up. She slid it under the thing there, and I looked at it, and I said, "This it?" She said, "Yeah, that's your copy." I said, "Well, does this tell me why? You know, does this tell me what I did? Because I don't understand. That's the whole point of me getting this. I don't really understand."
Right.
And she backed up, you know, like probably 4 feet from the window, and kind of, you know, turned around to go back to the outback, and I was trying to explain, you know, is this it? You know, and she goes, "Yeah." So I just dropped it at that point.
Right.
You know.
What was her attitude?
That's when I called you. You know, I was waiting.
What was the old lady's attitude, dude?
She can get fucked. I mean, obviously. It's like kind of like disturbance, you know what I mean?
We were looking at this.
But nobody signed the freaking thing. I mean,
Well, that.
I don't know. Maybe
It doesn't have a case number on it. And the cop didn't sign it. And the chick wouldn't give you a copy of the report?
No, I asked her, is there anything that explains what I did? And she said, no, that's it. My whole point is if somebody made a complaint to me, in my mind, I don't know how it works, but here's the deal. I went over there, I did something that they didn't like, so somebody had to call them to get that. Why did they call them, and what did I do?
Right.
Because, I've told you before, I think you might have it on another video.
Yeah.
I said it once before. When I got done with that cop, he said off the record he understood where I was coming from, because I said, you're taking my rights for no reason, and he said, that's the law.
Right.
But what I was going to say, I can't he never, anyway, I can't remember what I was gonna say, Rage.
Oh, you
I
said you.
said it before.
Dude, you did go to another Keybank last week, didn't you?
Yeah, down in Yarmouth, on Main Street.
They give you any
right
trouble?
Up above, you know where the overpass is, where
Yeah.
we wait for the bus in Yarmouth, at Keybank?
They give you any trouble there?
Hell no, she was nice, told me I could open a savings account with $10, no minimum balance, just keep $10 in it, and I wouldn't have to pay $7.50.
Wow. What do you think of that, true believers?
I don't know.
Right on, dude. All right, we'll press forward, man. Crazy.
I wish I could remember what I was going to say about it. Oh, I remember what it was. I had said before that the cop looked at me when everything was done and he said, "You said to me exactly what they said."
That's right.
And I said, "Well, what did I do?" And he didn't.
Right?
He didn't have me. You know, what did I do?
He couldn't tell you.
He couldn't tell me.
That's crazy.
But never once I go in that bank and had treat anybody bad or have. They always smiled. How you doing?
Well, and you
I
said
was
you
shocked.
brought like some Christmas shit over there or something. Can you bring some food
you
or
know, I told
some extra
him,
food?
You know how you see like donate to food banks and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got this meal when fucking. Here's the gig. When Chris broke his shoulder,
Right.
he couldn't cook that night, and he gets these meals in a box in the mail.
Right.
I forget what they
Oh,
call
nice.
it. Anyway, fresh something.
That's pretty
All right,
sweet.
2 people, you know, whatever. Well, he couldn't cook it, so he gave it to me. I wasn't hungry. If you'd have been home, Rage, you would have had it. It was chicken parmesan.
But
Okay.
instead, it went
So
to
you
the.
weren't home, so
Right.
I'm standing in the parking lot. Well, I don't want to cook it. I didn't feel too good. So I saw the bank with the post office. I'm like, well, I've been in there enough. They kind of know me. I'll give you that. So I walk in the bank, and this is if this is what it is. I walked in the bank, and I walked up. I waited a second. They said, "How you doing?" And I went up the window. I said, "My friend broke his shoulder, and I got this meal. It's all right here. Here's the recipe." I showed him. Here's the recipe. It's all in this box. I think it was in a bag. He put it in a bag too.
Right.
You know, like a Shaw's bag. So it was all together, recipe, and I showed it to him. I said, "Do you know anybody that needs a meal? You know, anybody needy or whatever that comes in with it?" And she kind of looked at me funny. She said, "No." I said, "Well, I just had this, and I didn't want to cook it, and my buddy couldn't. So if you know anybody," and they said, "Well, you can leave it right there." And I said, "All right, thanks." And I left.
Right on.
Well, another thing I can think I'll do.